was taken out of the sheep. And when it was taken out, he took it and he himself slew James. And James became the martyr. Now, I couldn't understand all of that. I said, God, why would you allow that to happen? Well, God knows everything, and he knows what to do and why he allows some things to happen. And because even in foreign land, they have found out that when sometimes some martyrs died, people who died for the faith, somehow or another, people saw them giving their lives for what they believed in, and now they turn to the Lord Jesus Christ and start loving God, because they said a person would not die for something that they don't believe in. They would die for a cause that they really believe in. That was how it was with the disciples. Read.
Peter, therefore, was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto God for him.
Read on.
And when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with two chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison.
Read on.
And behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison. And he smote Peter on the side, and raised him up, saying, Arise up quickly. And his chains fell off from his hands.
Read on.
And the angel said unto him, Gird thyself, and bind on thy sandals. And so he did. And he said unto him, Cast thy garment about thee, and follow me.
Verse 9.
And he went out and followed him, and wist not that it was true, which was done by the angel, but thought he saw a vision.
Read on.
When they were past the first and the second ward, they came unto the iron gates that leaded unto the city, which opened to them of his own accord. And they went out and passed on through one street, and forthwith the angel departed from him.
Read on.
And when Peter was come to himself, he said, Now I know of a surety that the Lord hath sent his angel, and hath delivered me out of the hand of Herod, and from all the expectation of the people of the Jews.
Notice what he said, now I know, after his deliverance. Read on.
And when he had considered the thing, he came to the house of Mary, the mother of John, whose surname was Mark, where many were gathered together praying. And as Peter knocked at the door of the gate, a damsel came to hearken, named Rhoda. And when she knew Peter's voice, she opened not the gate for gladness, but ran in and told how Peter stood before the gate. And they said unto her, Thou art mad. But she constantly affirmed that it was even so. Then said they, It is his angel. But Peter continued knocking. And when they had opened the door and saw him, they were astonished.
Conclude with verse 17.
But he, beckoning unto them with the hand to hold their peace, declared unto them how the Lord had brought him out of the prison. And he said, Go show these things unto James and to the brethren. And he departed and went into another place.
May the Lord be pleased as this word has been read in our hearing. Let's go for a moment and hurriedly just deal with this. As I said from the very beginning, the book of the Bible that you hold in your hand. Maybe some of you are looking at it from the screen. There's some of you who've taken out your phones, smartphones, and you've read God's sacred word. No matter where you see it, it is still God's word. The thing about this is this what I want to, there's so many things that we see in the Bible, but there's a theme that runs through the whole Bible from Genesis to Revelation. In Genesis chapter 4, verse 26, is Enos. He's one of those grandson of this great man named Adam. He in his time, in his day, the Bible said, then men began to call upon the name of the Lord. This is some of the first reference of a praying person. Enos, who said, and it was then that men began to call upon the name of the Lord. Now we will go through the books of the Bible and we'll finally get to the last book, which is called the book of Revelation. Go to the last chapter. You will see there's a concluding prayer. Even so come, Lord Jesus. It seems as this theme runs through the Bible. There are a number of things that you and I need to know. And that is that there is something about prayer, because we can go and pick characters from the Bible and find out they found what the work of prayer really means and what it really is. It is they prayed in wilderness. They prayed from the mountaintop as Jesus did. They prayed in the prison as Paul and Silas prayed. And they prayed and they had such a good time until there was a jailbreak. And God caused that whole foundation of that prison to shake because of the prayer of these men that were worshiping in prison. That tells me, friend, one thing. No matter who you are, no matter what you're going through, you still ought to have a praise. You still ought to have a time to thank God for where he brought you and how he's kept you and how he has taken care of you. But not only that, there was a time even in isolation as even that great man John was on the Isle of Patmos. He prayed all by himself. Yes, there are even some time that there's another man by the name of Jonah who prayed while in the belly of the whale. We will find another time that there are those who prayed in the wilderness. There were those who prayed like Hagar, who wanted to find some water, some nourishment for her son, who was dying, and she said, Lord, have mercy, just show me some water, some food, so I can take it to my son, that my son will live. That was the outcast son of Abraham. It was so, my friend, that there are other things that have been pointed out by those who have prayed. For instance, the prayer of forgiveness, as found in Psalms 51, and where David declares, against thee and thee only have I sinned. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Create in me a clean heart and a right spirit. It is he who prayed and prayed, and until God gave, and no wonder why he was called a man after God's own heart, because he had that relationship with God in prayer. But not only that, my friend, we see that prayer was called on in the time of war. Whenever there were enemies coming against Israel, Israel would cry out to Jehovah God. In the time of even peace, they would be mindful and give God praise in their prayer of thanksgiving unto God for how God took care of them as a nation called Israel. Because there were nations all around them, and the Bible even declared that there were 7 other nations stronger than Israel was, but God was on Israel's side. And because God was on Israel's side, they were always winners. But not only that, my friend, in the time of harvest, they were commanded to pray. In the time of poverty, they were commanded to pray. They were also asking God for longevity of life. That prayer that Hezekiah prayed, would you, Lord, you see, I have done what you wanted me to do. I lived the best I know how. I sat on this throne. I tried to do righteous judgment. But when he turned his face to the wall and said, Lord, don't take me now. Lengthen my days. I want to tell you, God can lengthen your life. You hear me, my friend? God can. In fact, the Bible said, if you just do some things, you're going to get an automatic lengthening of your life. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. And when you do it, he said, long shall your days be on the face of the earth. Not only that, my friend, it is so that there was those who prayed for grace. It was Paul who said himself, I've been in derision because now, he said, I've been buffeted by this trouble in my body. And I want to know what I'm supposed to do. And God gave him an answer. And this is what he said. He said, my grace is sufficient. I'm allowing this to happen to you, but I want you to know that I heard your prayer. And I just want you to know that my grace will help you through every moment, every hour of the day. Not only that, my friend, there are times when we need to know wherever you are, you can call on the name of the Lord. It doesn't matter. Remember the disciples that were on the ship? It looked like the ship was tossed to and fro. It looked like nothing was going to be able, or nobody was going to be able. But here comes Jesus walking on the water in answer to their prayer. So now, my friend, when we look at it, it is Peter who now is a man of prayer. He's walking by. And just because his shadow touched on people who are infirm, people who are sick, they get divinely healed. Here's a man by the name of Elijah that prayed a 63-word prayer and called down fire from heaven. And God did just what he said he would do. It seems to me, friends, here in everything that God does hear prayers. But now when I go back and I look for a moment and I look at this story, I see now, and I can't explain to you why God doesn't answer our prayer quick all the time. I don't know, but I can tell you this. He does hear your prayer. And he does know your need. And he knows when to come to your rescue. Sometimes you have to get yourself in a place that God will be able to talk to you and God will be able to use you. Here's the thing that I want you to understand, my friend, that these people were fearless. Even though one of the great comrades of theirs, James, was executed right in front of their eyes. They saw him die. But this is what happened. They found out that Peter was incarcerated. Peter was in prison. What did they do? It wasn't the saints that just had silent prayer. No, sir. No, ma'am. It wasn't them that came for one-time prayer and thought that was the end of it. No. They had what they call unceasing prayer. They went in. And I tell you, when I said they went in because they kept praying and praying, and they had an agreement. The agreement prayer was going on. We're praying for God to deliver Peter out of prison. I don't know where you may be today. Maybe you may be in prison in your own way, in your own thoughts, in your own mannerism. But I come by today to tell you that when the church pray and you join in prayer, our God will bring deliverance because he is a prayer answering God. Listen to what he said. Ask and it shall be given. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened. Well, some people have it wrong. They really believe that all you need to do is just ask one time and that's the end of it. But that's not the right translation of that verse. That verse actually says ask and keep on asking. Knock and keep on knocking. Seek and keep on seeking until your answer comes. You got to keep on praying. That's why the old saints used to say, just keep on praying. For the Lord is nigh. Just keep on praying. He's going to hear your cry. For the Lord has promised. His word is true. Just keep on praying. He's going to answer you. I know some of you sitting out there today. You wonder sometimes, God, when are you coming? I want to know, but if you look back over your life and see where you came from, you got a testimony that God has come to your rescue, that God has come and met your need, that God heard your earnest cry. Oh, I praise God because there's something about praying and talking to God. I don't know about you, but we used to sing a song at home, Prevails of house. It was so, my friend, that when he came and Cornelius had that vision and told even about what it is spirits. And Peter, when he came, because he was invited to come to this man's house. And the Bible declares that when he got there and when they looked down, he said there were three things that had happened. He said a sheep was let down from heaven with unclean animals and said, kill and eat. And Peter said, no, I can't do that. I'm stuck on the dietary laws of the Old Testament. No unclean thing has ever been in my mouth. In other words, he didn't have no mullet fish in his mouth. He didn't have what we call catfish in his mouth because they were considered unclean. And he didn't even eat any pork because in that day, but thank God, I'm so glad that the Lord said, whatever I made is clean and it's all right. He said, whatever is placed before you, you can eat the shrimps, you can eat the crabs, you can eat the lobster, you can eat those that have shell on it. But in that day, when he looked at it, God was trying to get his mind together. God wanted him to understand that whatever I made is not common or unclean. He was talking about Gentile people. I don't know whether you know it or not, but according to the Bible, we were considered the scums of the earth. We were considered those that had no part of the commonwealth of Israel. We were called the castaway people. We were called the people that were undone. But thank God Jesus died for you and I and has not grafted us in. We're no longer called the unclean, but we're called clean because Jesus washed me and he'll wash away the snow. Can I get an amen? But I want to tell you this, and now they were in the upper room. While being in the upper room, my friend, there was a Holy Ghost outpouring. And now, it was some years as some kind of another transpired. And now, when we come to the other chapter, chapter 10, you will find out that at Cornelius' house, here comes Peter preaching a Pentecostal message. And the Bible said the Holy Ghost fell on all of them. In answer to prayer, God began to move. And now Peter and James were coming to give a report to the church. When they arrived in the cities, when they were captured and incarcerated. But in the midst of it, even looking, there is Peter. I want you to know something about Peter. That Peter was in the prison. I couldn't understand it. Why would they have 16 soldiers guarding one man? One at the front, one on this side, on the other side. They were trying to make sure that Peter didn't get away. Peter, my friend, had a fearless expression on him. Somebody going to say, what are you saying? While the church was praying, I want you to know something what the Bible says. I just want to tell you that Peter went to sleep. And I'm going to tell you, stop worrying about all that trouble. Go to sleep. Pray and leave it in God's hand. I heard the songwriter write these words. Leave it there. Take your burdens to the Lord and leave it there. If you trust and never doubt, He will surely, I said surely, bring you out. Somebody say yes. Somebody say yes. But I want to declare the church was praying and they were saying, God, I don't know how you could do it, how you're going to make it work, but get Peter out of jail. And what I love, my friend, that God sent an angel, dispatched an angel from the throne of God, went down, and I don't know, maybe he put some sleeping on those people, on those soldiers that were in the prison, those that were supposed to be watching Brother Peter. Maybe he had some chlorophyll in their napkin and put it over their face and they went to sleep. But I want to tell you, it doesn't matter how. All I know, they came and they went to sleep. But when it came to Peter, he had to wake Peter up. So I want to remind every one of you tonight, today rather, is that no matter what comes your way, get in your bed and go to sleep. For the Lord is working out your problem. Before the crack of day, you're going to know that God has stepped in your business and is taking care of it. I come today to tell you that's what happened to Peter, because the church was praying and they prayed with fervency. They prayed with a focus on the Lord. They kept saying, Lord, deliver Brother Peter. And I want you to know this, my friend, that in the midst of it, the Bible said when the angel came in, the Bible declared that a light shined into the prison. I thought that should have awakened every one of those soldiers, but it looked like they were paralyzed and couldn't do nothing about what was going on. Heard that when they hit Brother Peter and said, wake up, Brother Peter, get up. And Peter got up. I know he was dazed. He didn't know what was going on. He was thinking that he was having a vision or having a dream. But in the midst of it, my friend, the Bible said when he stood up, the chain fell off. I come today to tell you, when you stand on the promises of God, those things that have been binding you, those chains that have been holding you back, those things that have been dragging you down, they're going to fall off. They're not going to bother you any longer, because the Lord of victory, the Lord that breaks jails open, the Lord that does the miraculous, is working in your favor. So I want to pray this on in and tell you this. And then all of a sudden, he said, come on and follow me. But before you do it, put your cloak around you. Wrap yourself up. We're going out of this prison. And when he went and went through one street, I believe in my own mind's eye that Peter starts saying, wait, and I dream is still, and I have the vision. What's going on? But he shook himself. He knew then that he was all right. I come today to tell you, right where you are now, start shaking yourself and say to yourself, I'm all right. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you all right. You made it through the night. You made it through the night season. The glory of God is upon your life. The anointing of blessings and favor and exaltation and promotion is in your life. Somebody shout I just want you to know, my friend, we can stand on the promises of God. They will not fail. And so, my friend, what the church needs, we need people who will bind together and pray. Look at, I just had someone, my brother-in-law, had a stroke. First of all, I was talking to him, and he said, Quan, he said, man, I lay in my bed, and it will be 15 minutes. I can't hardly catch my breath. I said, brother, get up and go to the hospital. Well, he said, well, Quan, you know, I've been doing this 3 days. I said, go to the hospital. He said to me, I'll wait. I'll just go. If I need to go in the morning, I said, brother-in-law, now, it's you and my sister up in there in the northeast. And nobody can hardly get you. So go to the hospital, and somebody from the family is going to come on up. We're going to come and check up on you. We're not going to let you all be in that by yourself. Well, what happened is he was trying to stay. And finally, they had to call for the rescue wagon. Took him over to Philadelphia from New Jersey, crossing over the river into Philadelphia, and got him to the hospital. And while at the hospital, because of him just hesitating, he had a stroke on his left side. And then after a while, they said, we got to operate on him to relieve some of the pressure off his brain because the fluid had built up. And I remember my brothers and my sisters started calling and said, we got to pray now. We got to pray. And we went in our little places and began to pray and begin to ask God, whatever you do, I want you to take care of Cliff, let him live and not die. I want to declare that we can declare, I shall live and not die. I don't know what the devil telling you. The devil telling you. My sister even said to me when I was talking, she said, Quan, I never thought that I'd live to be 50 years old. I said, what? You are our oldest sister. What do you mean? She said, I know. I'm in my 80s now. God has been good to me. God has given me 50-something years, so I got something to thank God about. Well, I want to tell you this, and I added that in because I want to tell you, some of you have changed your own self. Some of you have put yourself in your own predicament, saying, I'm not going to make it, I'm not going to get it, I'm not going to do this. I come by today to tell you the devil is a liar. You are going to lose. Somebody shout again. So my friend, he walks out of the door. Rhoda comes to the door. She runs back and shuts the door. The Bible says, run back in and said, Peter is at the door. And the Bible said, they turn around and say, you're mad. Girl, you're mad. You're crazy. You're out of your mind. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, and then they turn around and say, oh, it's his angel. It's his spirit that's at the door. That in that moment, he had to calm them down. You know what? It does get to me sometimes. And I'm going to mention this, that we as believers act so surprised when God does something. God has already told you, I'm able to do exceeding abundantly above everything you can ask. So what are you surprised about? What you need to do is just lift your hands in praise and adoration and give God